So this is an end stop, and it's used to tell you when you have arrived at the end of your travel, so you can home your bed. I want to add an end stop to my Z-axis. I was going to mount that over here on this side, and I can't. And I want to tell you something that's very important, so I need you to listen. It's called organization, because I cannot for the life of me find my bag of end stops. I have looked all over and they're just gone. I don't know, I'm horrible. But because, and only because I cannot find my bag of end stops on mechanical switches, I'm going to use an optical sensor for this one, because I can. This is something that I scavenged from, I don't know, I keep everything. But this is an EESX671A. And if I go look that up, I find blah, 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 blah. It's a 5 to 12 volt sensor that's perfect because my board puts out 5 volts. And it will short my input to ground, my load, which is exactly what I want for my Arduino board. So I am going to wire this up, verify that it works with my Ramps 1.4 board, and then we will install that. My end stop connector is 3-pin, power, ground, and signal. I don't know if you can see that or not, but from left to right, there's the plus pin that's yellow, and then the L, which doesn't have anything connected, and then an out, which is brown, and then a minus, which is green. So I verify those. So plus is definitely plus. It shows 5 to 24 volts on that one. Out is going to go to my load, and minus is going to go to ground. I haven't mentioned it this series, but I'll say it again. If you're going to do this kind of work, get yourself a set of crimpers and a nice set of end crimps. Just get it. It's $15 and you will save yourself so much time trying to put things together electrically. Strip my wire ends back, crimp on your connectors, slide them into the housing, bam, you're done. No soldering, no shrink wrap, nothing. It is just effortless. Get the kit. Plug that into my Ramps board, and it powered up, which means I didn't short anything out. Don't ever short your 5 volts to ground. You'll ruin the voltage divider, or the voltage controller on that. So if I break the beam, you'll see that the light comes on, meaning the sensor does actually work. Does it get to the controller? So for any of my end stops, I can connect my USB cable to my computer and look at Pronterface, and I will connect, and this is going to give me all kinds of status over here about the controller and such, but I'm going to go down to, this is the last thing I typed there, was this M119. If I send that command, it will show me the status of my end stops. It says that they're all open right now. So I'm going to come over here and push this all the way over so that my end stop is made. You see the lights on. Click 119, and now it says that my end stop, my Y minimum, is triggered, which is the one that I am triggered right now. That's the Y minimum. I could connect my end stop to any one of those 6. So for my optical sensor here, I want to block that sensor. It's going to be tricky holding the camera and doing this. Alright, so there are my sensors on. M119, and my X max is triggered, which it wasn't before, and that's what I've got connected, that sensor connected to. So my end stop works, and it's sending the signal to the controller. So now I can move forward with taking the time to install this. Well, that took longer than I planned, but it seems like everything does on this project. So the things I have done, I have added an extension cable to this sensor, so now it can actually reach to my Ramps board. I have designed and printed a flag that fits up into the sensor and a sensor mount. I decided to put this on this side instead of the other like I'd talked about. So now when I move my my z-axis, so there we are where the flag is in the sensor, and it also won't let me move it any farther than that, so I can move down out of it and back up into it, yeah, but it won't go any farther, which is good. I don't want to tear anything up. The same is true for the y-axis sensor, that it won't let me go any farther than that. But another thing that I set up here is I had to do a couple of firmware tweaks because the old printer didn't have any end stops. So now my auto home works. I'll automatically home Z first for safety. And then it tries to home X, but there is no X yet. And then it'll home Z. So that's cool that all of that is working. So now my Y is completely done and my Z is completely done, and now I get to work on the X part of it with the extruder. Should be fun.